Right then, folks, welcome to the match preview. Newport County against Oldham Athletic. Big game at Rodney Parade on Saturday. All of the talk has been whether our opponents, Oldham, are going to be on the beach. And we're joined for our preview by an Oldham fan who is literally on the beach. Dylan, you are on your holidays in Benidorm, but you have very graciously agreed to have a chat with us about the match. So how's the holiday going, first of all?
The holiday's been absolutely amazing. To be fair, we've got a lot done. We've done everything that we wanted to do, and now we're just chilling.
Fantastic. Good. And you're going to top it all by coming to Rodney Parade on Saturday. So what better way to finish your holiday?
Yeah, I know I'll get to visit 3 countries in the space of 24 hours. So
Good stuff. Well, listen, like I said, the question for us is, are Oldham going to be on the beach? A week or so ago, you were still within sniffing distance of the playoffs. That it feels like it's gone now after your last few results. So do you think there's a chance that County are playing you at a good time?
well, to be honest, it's one of those games like we didn't expect to lose to Barrow. We expected to get draws along the way with the likes of like MK, Notts County, and places like that. But we ended up beating Notts County, drew to MK Dons, and then we played Shrewsbury, expecting a win because of where they are in the league, and just didn't go for us, and we ended up losing. And then we went to Barrow and conceded 3 in the base of 9 minutes. So
You do not need to talk to Newport County fans about that game at Barrow. We were all watching very, very closely, expecting that Oldham would do us a favour. And both, Oldham last week and then Cheltenham last night, we thought were going to do us a favour against relegation rivals and ended up just completely misreading the script. And yeah, do you think that's now your playoff bid ended?
yeah, there's no possible chance we can get playoffs now. We've got 2 games left, and I think we're like 8 points behind playoffs. So I'm happy with a mid-table finish, to be honest, or a high-end table finish. So our first time back since we got relegated to the National League. We came up last season, so in my opinion, you can't be disappointed with the result. To be honest, where we finished.
Yeah, and I have to say, I was at the game at Bantry Park back in November, I think it was, and I mean, you played us at a very good time. That was Christian Fuchs's first game in charge. We were in a very bad place in terms of squad and mentality, but Oldham just did a thoroughly professional job on us. Scored a couple of good goals and made fairly light work of dispatching us that day. And you looked to me every bit a top half team. And I suppose for you, it's now whether you can kick on. So looking ahead to Saturday, the big threat I think is that you've had this season up front is Mike Fondop, who is out injured, as I understand it. Is that right?
I think he went off with an injury. I didn't know he was fully injured. I've not really been looking at Oldham while I've been on holiday, to be honest. But it's come to it where it's coming to the part of the season when we're getting players injured that we needed. For example, Stevens. We had Mellon get injured right before on Boxing Day, which really didn't help us because he's a really good player, and we're just missing certain players out the team that we've really needed hitting on to the back end of the season.
Yeah. I mean, from our point of view, we'll be desperately hoping that you're resting players and not taking chances on anyone. And I suppose the luxury now of the fact that you're heading for a mid-table finish, whatever, means you're probably not going to risk exacerbating any injuries. But tactically, County have got to win. Really, we are desperate to get a win under our belts. What's our best chance of beating you, do you think?
To be honest, with what I've been noticing at the end of even middle of the game, if you take a shot from outside the box, it's most likely your best chance because we're not quick enough to get out to the ball for some weird reason. And I think that's a massive thing. We've not really been good at set pieces either for literally the whole season. We can't beat the first man on most corners, and we don't really score set pieces. But then when it's going against us, we're not really defending it well either.
I mean, that sounds like you're describing Newport County, poor at set pieces and can only score from outside the area. That's like our season in a nutshell. So it sounds like it's going to be two quite well matched teams in that sense. And do you think you'll bring many with you on Saturday? I mean, it's a dead rubber from your point of view, but I suppose it's a ground that a lot of your fans won't have been to for a while.
Yeah, to be honest, I think there's about 400 going, if I'm not wrong. But if we would have been in for the playoffs, it probably would have been an eye-selling game. But now we can't. There's a lot of people that won't go and save the money.
Yeah, fair enough. And let's get a score prediction from you then. What's going to happen at Rodney Parade on Saturday afternoon?
Well, I can't lie. We do predictions every game. I'm in one of the predictions leagues for Oldham, and I have put a 2-0 win for Oldham. I think we'd just be the better side, and we'll want revenge for our last few performances.
Yeah, well, that would figure. I mean, from our point of view, it's such a critical game. We've had a lot of poor results ourselves. We've had a lot of results go against us in games involving our relegation rivals. But this is the last throw of the dice for us. If we want to go into that last game of the season up at Barrow, not needing anything, which I think is probably where we find ourselves, then we've got to win on Saturday and hope that other results go our way. We could be safe at 5 o'clock, or we could be below the line at 5 o'clock on Saturday. So it's a kind of all or nothing from our point of view.
Well, to be honest, with Thingy, I don't want Barrow to stay up because of the away end. I think it's very, very poor. Can't see a thing in that away end, and I think it's just a poor stadium overall. So if I had to choose anyone, it would be Barrow over Newport, to be honest.
A lot of people are saying that the long distance up to Barrow and the away end is definitely a downside for them. I mean, I've not been, but I'm going a week on Saturday, so I will look forward to seeing it, hopefully for the last time in a while. But all right, well, Dylan, we will let you go and enjoy the rest of your holiday. Come and have a chat with us after the game on Saturday. Same for all of you watching and listening. We're going to be live at the Riverside Sports Bar straight after the game on Saturday. So come along, win, lose or draw. Let's have a chat about where County find ourselves going into that last game of the season. And we will look forward to speaking to you then, listeners. Dylan, hopefully catch up with you as well. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Can I just say something really quick?
You certainly can.
By the way, I do match vlogging for Oldham, so that will be out nearer, well, probably either Monday or Tuesday, if any fans that are not going that do want to watch it.
Quite right too, and we will make sure we put a link in the show notes for that as well. So thank you, Dylan. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Cheers, mate.
All right, cheers. Bye-bye.